If you're going to click on a gaming commentary, you should probably make sure that you're willing to listen to the person talking throughout the commentary. Otherwise, when you go to comment your opinion on the video, it'll probably be wrong. You'll probably be wrong. My last video about Black Ops 4 was a list of all of my frustrations I'm having with the game, whether it's my individual experiences or the core concept. And even though I said that opinion was subject to change and I was having fun playing it, people just figured I was angry for no reason, and some people just told me I sucked. You see, a big problem I'm having with all these opinions about the latest Call of Duties is that somebody will do really well. They'll be like, wow, I just got 11 kills in Search and Destroy, Call of Duty's back, and then they're like, I just went 42-3 in Domination and got max streaks, and you know, Call of Duty's awesome again. It's like, no, and then other people, they hate the game because they haven't figured it out yet. What I do try to do, and I do think this is important to note, is I at least try to make sure that I don't let my good games sway me one way, or my bad games sway me the other. Just because you can do really well in a game doesn't mean it's a good game, and just because you suck at a game doesn't mean it's bad. So it's important when criticizing a game to kind of take away how well or how bad you're doing out of the equation, which is something I do attempt to do. I don't expect to be good at everything. I haven't been optimal Call of Duty player or first-person shooter player in a while. I don't have enough time to do that. I just don't. I wish I did. So that's such a small part of my frustration with video games, because you can give me a game that I can do well at and I can still tear it a new one. I liked Infinite Warfare, and I was always on the defense of Infinite Warfare because everyone was on the offense, and I was pretty good at it, but I could still tear it a new one. If you guys wanted me to, I could make a whole video as to all the reasons Infinite Warfare sucked ass. So I'm sorry, I'm human, my bias comes out, my frustrations come out, and you guys watch my gameplay and think, well, he's not doing as well as fucking Scumpy, he's not doing as well as all these other bigger YouTubers, he's not Mark of J-ing it up in there, so that's why he doesn't like the game. There's no other reason. The thing is I actually do have something nice to say about Black Ops 4, and that is that it has satisfying and rewarding gunplay. I've said this for a long time, and that is that in Call of Duty games, as much as I love them, the kills start to blend together in your head. Getting a single kill in Call of Duty doesn't feel amazing. Visually or emotionally, you just don't get a lot of weight off of it. It's not like Rainbow Six, where after 6 or 7 kills in a match, I have to go change my underwear. And this is mostly a product of the fact that Call of Duty has very quick and intuitive gunfights. Nothing's that hard to use, everything kills pretty quickly, even the worst guns are still more usable than other guns in games that take a little bit more skill. But what I'm loving about Black Ops 4, despite all my issues with it, and those issues could change, but despite all of my issues I'm having, I love the gunplay. There are some weird inconsistencies, and there are some times where I unload at somebody and don't even get a hit marker, but I'm gonna say that's beta stuff? I'm gonna say that's weapon balance stuff, hitbox stuff, netcode stuff, whatever, and I'm just focusing, for the purposes of this video, on the gunfights that feel fair. And they're really rewarding. Getting 1 kill in Black Ops 4 is more satisfying than a double or a triple for me in other Call of Duties. Visually, it's so satisfying to get the hit marker, and then you have the sound, the audible like hit marker sounds. You get a cool sound when you kill someone, you get a cooler sound when you get a headshot, and then you get to watch their health bar spike as it goes down as you keep hitting them, and so you know how much damage you're dealing with each shot. Some people are saying it's impossible to get multi-kills, and even in my last video I said it's harder, and that's all it is, it's a little harder, but that's kind of the rewarding thing. So, since in the past I have complained about Call of Duty gunfights feeling kind of empty, especially, and this might be stupid to you, but especially when they removed the big yellow plus 100 kill numbers from past Call of Duties. When that big plus 100 showed up on the screen in bright yellow, it was more satisfying than the little petite plus 100s we have now in the stunning color of white. But the visual impact of each gunshot and hit marker, the sound of the hit marker, the sound of getting the kill, the sound of getting the headshot kill, and the spiking health bar going down on your enemy is really satisfying to look at. And the extra shots required makes the game feel more skill-based. It feels like each kill holds a little bit more water than previous Call of Duty games, especially games like Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare, and to be honest, Black Ops 3 as well. Having that longer time to kill and the visual impact of the health bar and all the other things I mentioned, suddenly they fixed one of my biggest pet peeves with Call of Duty. This leads me into my negative point. Because of all of those abilities I mentioned in my last video that I think should be pretty much removed or completely reworked, and that I said there was a lot of fat in this game that needs to be trimmed off before you have a nice piece of meat. Like, I feel like there's a really solid competitive game underneath all of the cheesy bullshit they added in. This good gunplay actually really solidifies that. I wish this game focused more on gunplay and not all this corny ability play. And also, there's equipment that gives you extra health, and there's a perk that you have to use if you want to pull up your gun faster. Treyarch, you absolute idiots. I'm sorry, if you're watching this video and you work at Treyarch, it might seem disrespectful, but have you played Call of Duty before? We stopped doing Juggernaut, and I curse Black Ops 2 for the dexterity perk. If you give people the ability to change their damage output, their health, their flinch, or their sprint out times, they're almost always going to use it. It becomes a crutch. Black Ops 2's toughness perk, Call of Duty Ghost focus perk, actually the focus gun proficiency in Modern Warfare 3 as well, stopping power or Juggernaut in COD 4 and World at War. Stopping power is pretty much required on every class in Modern Warfare 2 if you want to kill faster, which I'm sure you do. It's not rocket science. You can't have a game that has all this customization and then just have things that, yeah, everyone's going to use. You are creating crutches, and you do not need a crutch-based customization environment where everybody gravitates to the things that makes them take less damage or, I don't know, heal faster, have less flinch, or pull up their guns faster. Get rid of that. Get rid of that and make an equal playing field there. And then we can move on. Then we can move on after you've done that, Treyarch, if you never move past that. If you're trying to balance around your mess instead of cleaning it up, like I mentioned in my last video, me and this game are going to have some serious problems. There is such a good game under all of the unnecessary shit they added. They trim the fat, they rework the fat, it'll be a much tighter, more competitive, interesting Call of Duty. And I think that's what we all want at the end of the day. And I am having fun with it, mind you, and a big reason is the gunplay. The gunplay feels very satisfying, but tucked away here right at the end, and this is a small thing, the KN57 and the first DMR you unlock are way too overpowered. Please nerf them, Jesus Christ. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and I'm sorry if I slurred any of my speech. I'm kind of tired, I'm kind of lazy, my mouth isn't exactly warmed up, and I just wanted to get this thought out, because I was thinking to myself, can I say something positive about the beta before I tear into the maps, and the specialists some more, and all of that, and of course the awful spawns, and it's like, oh, I can do a positive video. I love the gunplay, so there you have it. Suddenly gunplay and killing people feels more satisfying than previous CODs, and Treyarch, that's a win. Carry that with you. Wasted. Oh god, I guess I hung up back there too long. Well, the game crashed.